Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. So, before I start, I want to say that I'm very tired. I had a good day but a long day. A long day but a good day. I went to the Texas State Fair, like I said in the last video. I got up really early, haven't really slept that much. It's 4 hours away from where I live, so yeah. But there are two good games that were on during this time, and even though I didn't get to see much of the Yankees Blue Jays, I did get to see some highlights, and I hope I can still talk about it in a good way, in an interesting way. And got to see some Mariners Tigers. So yeah, let's start off with the Blue Jays. As you can see, this is who won. Blue Jays put up some runs against the Yankees. I said after game one that I was nervous about the Blue Jays bullpen, and that is true. Their bullpen does struggle sometimes. They actually have some of the least amount of blown leads, but they have struggled a lot this year. But if they score all these runs, it might not matter, to be honest with you. It won't matter for sure. Especially against the Yankees, I think, because the Yankees hit a lot of home runs, and Jeff Hoffman especially gives up a lot of home runs. But easy way to not have to see Jeff Hoffman is score double-digit runs. So in the second inning, Ernie Clement hit a 2-run home run. It's kind of crazy because Clement had 3 hits and 3 RBIs, and he was like the third best offensive performer of the game. Alejandro Kirk had an RBI ground out in the third. Varsho had an RBI double. Varsho was all over this game. 4 extra base hits, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. Clement had an RBI single in the third. It would be 4-0 after 3, and then things would just get unloaded. Vlad Guerrero Jr. in the 4th inning. I didn't watch this home run live, but in the 4th inning, Vlad Jr.'s grand slam, man, that was electric. That was what playoff baseball is all about. It was 8-0, and then Varsho hit a 2-run home run, making it 10-0. Springer hit a home run in the 5th inning. He hasn't done too much in the first 2 games. That made it 11-0. Bellinger did get the Yankees on the board in the 6th with a 2-run home run of his own, 11-2. I missed a run somewhere, but like I said, 13-7 was the final score. Varsho hit another home run in the 6th inning. And then the Yankees did score 5 runs in the 7th. Again, that Blue Jays bullpen, like I said, but they probably weren't pitching their best arms because it was 13-2. Trey Savage was really good. Before we talk about him, he's going to be one of the stars, so we're going to put him on the back burner for a second. Max Fried, not very good. 3 innings, gave up 7 runs. Will Warren gave up 6 runs in 4 2/3. Luke Weaver got his first out of the postseason. He has a 1.35 ERA now instead of an infinite ERA. But yeah, Fried was not good today. There was some talks about how in his last postseason starts he struggled previous to his good start against Boston in the wild card series. So maybe it could be something to keep up with if the Yankees are able to win a few games in Yankee Stadium, push this to a game 5 or so. And again, Will Warren not very good either. You get 6 runs in 4 2/3. Not a good pitching day for the Yankees. Not a good pitching series, I should say, for the Yankees. 23 runs in 2 games. Not a winning formula at all. Even though the Yankees offense is really good. So yeah, Trey Savage was the first start easily. It's kind of crazy to say that about a team that scored 13 runs and gave up 7, to say that a pitcher was the first star, but Trey Savage was not the guy who gave up any of those runs. 5 1/3, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 11 strikeouts, 1 base runner against a really, really good offensive team in 5 1/3 innings. Of course, he got the pitcher win. Doesn't really matter. Pitcher wins are stupid, but I did want to put it on there on the note card. Varsho was 4 for 5 with 2 home runs, 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. What a absolute amazing performance of the play by Varsho. 4 extra base hits. Vlad Jr., I gave him the 3rd star, 3 for 5 with a home run and 4 RBIs. I did want to give Ernie Clement a shout out, 3 for 4 with a home run and 3 RBIs. I gave it to Vlad because his grand slam was really cool, and he had 1 extra RBI. But yeah, the Yankees they don't take anything. They're on the brink. It's Carlos Rodon versus Shane Bieber. I do think that Rodon could probably get the Yankees back on track in the pitching department, hold the Blue Jays to very few runs. But I will say that Shane Bieber has been pretty good in the Blue Jays uniform, and I do think that it could theoretically be a sweep. I don't want to say it will for sure. The Yankees offense can definitely explode. We saw that here, actually. They scored 7 runs in 2 innings. But we'll see. I'm going to put this off to the side. Next game. The other team that was established in 1977 won also. Seattle Mariners. I was a little harsh on the Mariners yesterday. And I think it was mainly their offense. I think they are still a good team, and it only matters if you're hot in the postseason. I think me saying that they weren't World Series contenders was a bit harsh, but I do think that their offensive streak, I mean, look at it today. They still didn't score very many runs. But I do think that they can win with their pitching. But if there's a team like Dodgers or the Yankees, if they can make it through, if they can make a miraculous comeback, or even the Blue Jays offense, I think the Mariners could struggle against a team that's better offensively than the Tigers, because the Tigers are not very good offensively. They haven't been very good offensively for like a month. But the Mariners got the win. I'll talk positive about them. I don't want to sound like a Mariners hater again, because I'm really not. I just didn't think that their offense was as good as everyone was saying it was. I think it was very top heavy is how I described their lineup. There's some people saying that there are no easy outs in this lineup, and I was like, I don't know. There were some easy outs in game one, and some here too. But the pitching was good, and that's how the Mariners are going to win. Of course, everyone knows they're just pitching, and a few superstars on offense, but not a whole lineup. Fourth inning, Jorge Polanco, home run number 1 of the game, making it 1-0. Sixth inning, Polanco hit another solo home run, making it 2. He got 2 home runs off of Skubal, which is pretty crazy. Skubal was almost flawless, besides when he was pitching to Jorge Polanco. This was a great signing for the Mariners. I remember the Astros were interested in Polanco. I'm sure they probably wish they would have signed him and paid him some good money now, based off of how good he did and how much the Astros struggled offensively. They definitely could have used Polanco. But he went back to the Mariners. He had a really good year, and he had a really good game, of course, here with 2 home runs, making it 2-0. It would be 2-0 going to the 8th. Torkelson had a 2 RBI double. I say this sometimes, but I always root for guys who people say are busts if they don't have any personality issues, like if they're not lazy or if they're not assholes. I don't know if Torkelson has any personality issues. I've never heard of that before, so I do root for him. I'm rooting for him very hard to have he had a good season this year, 117 OPS plus. Not bad. Lower on the average side, but I think that might be what you have to accept from him. A career of having a consistent 115 to 120 OPS plus is nothing to be ashamed of. And I'm happy that Torkelson's figured it out. He's had some big at-bats in the postseason so far for the Tigers. He had another one there. Unfortunately for Detroit and Torkelson, it would be all for naught because Julio Rodriguez, RBI double in the bottom of the 8th, responds to the Tigers' 2 runs with a run. Munoz comes in, and he shuts the door. And the Mariners win 3-2. Same score as yesterday, 3-2, this time a different winner. Castillo, 4 1/3, 1 hit. He did walk 4, gave up no runs. Tigers only got 3 hits. The Mariners pitching did a great job of shutting down the Tigers. Skubal, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Again, Skubal was not bad today, except for when he was facing Jorge Polanco. And I think you're probably disappointed to lose this game for the Tigers. The Tigers' offense didn't show up. 3 hits. It's going to be tough to beat a team with 3 hits. You're definitely not upset going back to Detroit, tied 1-1. But if you won the first game, you're probably like, man, it would be so nice to win the Skubal game and put the Mariners on the brink going back to Detroit. But it wasn't meant to be for Detroit. Mariners get the 3-2 win. Of course, Polanco is the first star. Hold the Mariners baseball up while I talk about the stars. 3-4, 2 home runs, 2 RBIs. Easily the best offensive performer. Skubal, 7 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts. Like I said, I gave him the second star because he was still pretty good, even though he could not pitch to Polanco at all this game. And then Julio, 1 for 4 with a double, 2 RBIs. I had to snub Torkelson because he did not have 2 RBIs. Rodriguez had 1 RBI. Sorry. 1 for 4 with a double and 1 RBI. I had to snub Torkelson because Julio had the game-winning hit in the 8th inning. That's how it goes sometimes when you're choosing 3 stars. I did not realize this until I thought of this idea because I wanted to highlight the best performance of all these playoff games. I did not realize sometimes how hard it is to choose the 3 best performers in a baseball game. Sometimes the stat lines are similar. Sometimes there are guys who deserve it on a losing team, but I want to give it to the winning team because even though someone did less, they are the reason why their team won. It's a little bit difficult sometimes. So if everybody enjoyed this video, it was a little bit shorter. I didn't get very many views on the last one, which I'm honestly okay with. I do like sharing these, but it wasn't a very good video, I don't think. I'm still going to keep it up because I don't think I did anything or said anything terrible. Maybe some stupid things, but not anything terrible. But I was in a rush to go to bed yesterday because I had the fair. Fair was awesome. I had a good time. That's the ALDS. Tomorrow we got the 2 NLDS teams, and I think they all play again on Tuesday. Don't quote me on that. I think they all play again on Tuesday, all 4 teams. All 4 games, I should say. So, yeah, Brewers, Cubs, Dodgers, Phillies tomorrow should be a good time. I hope everybody enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it, and I hope I can catch you all again tomorrow in another one. Goodbye.